Hey everybody, welcome back. We're talking about ratios, and they are a comparison of two quantities. We're going to write a ratio, and we've touched on this year a bunch of different times, but here we've got 3 circles and we've got 4 stars. So as a reminder, we could write ratios in the form of circles colon to stars. We could write it as circles over stars, looking like a fraction form. And you could simply write it out in words like circles to stars. Okay, I'm using C for circles, S for stars, right? So those are different forms we could show our ratios. And we're going to write it as 3 circles to 4 stars. And it could be good to label it, right? So we could see 3 circles to 4 stars. Now, I just want to make sure that we're talking about, as we're talking about the comparison of two quantities, that we understand that this is also true. We're linking concepts with quantities, right? So circles to stars, 3 circles for every 4 stars, is the same thing as saying 4 stars to every 3 circles, right? In just a quantitative sense, a numeric sense, those look like they would be different. But while we are working with concepts of circles and stars, both of these things are very true. 3 circles to 4 stars, or 4 stars to 3 circles. Okay, so we're also going to work with, look at a situation with the ratio table. And working with these concepts, we're going to do frogs and hours, as in like how many frogs can you catch in half an hour? And the truth is that if you're a pretty good frog catcher, you can catch 3 frogs every half hour. Let's try switching pins here. So 3 frogs for every half hour. Okay, good. And so if you wanted to know how many frogs in 3 hours, what you're looking at is a scale factor. How does this change? How many times greater is 3 than 1/2? So it would be times 6, because 0.5 times 6 is 3, 1/2 times 6 is 0.3. And so the same thing is going to hold true up here, that we would do 3 times 6 is 18. So if you were to be out there catching frogs for 3 hours, you would get 18 frogs, or 18 frogs every 3 hours. Okay? Now, if we wanted to then say how many frogs, like how long would it take to get 27 frogs, we're going to be looking for a scale factor again. And how much bigger is 27 than 18? 18 times what is going to be 27? Well, 18 times 2 is 36. And so it's another 9 greater, half of 18, it's 1.5. So here we would say then we're scaling up by 1.5. So 18 times 1.5 is 27. So we're going to do the same thing here. 3 times 1.5 is what? Is 4.5. 3 times 1, 3 times 1/2, 4.5. So every 4.5 hours, you would catch 27 frogs. That's a lot of frogs. So here we're working with a ratio table, completing a ratio table, looking for scale factor. That is the scale factor, how much the multiplier is between the values in your table. Okay, we're going to look at one more thing, and that is unit rate. So let me erase all of this. and a unit rate ratio. Okay, a unit rate is when one of the quantities in the ratio, one of the values of the ratio is equal to 1. So a unit ratio has a value equal to 1. And we use these all the time. They can be useful. So like when you get a car, if you're buying a car, they wouldn't say the car goes 180 miles every 3 hours, right? That's not how we talk about miles per hour, right? So when we talk about like the speed of a car, we're talking about it in its unit rate. So what we would want to do here is we want to know how much per hour. 3 divided by what is going to give you the 1, 3 divided by 3. And then we're going to do that here. We're going to keep that scale factor, 180 divided by 3. So we could say 60 miles per hour for every 1 hour. This is a unit rate. That's my alarm telling me to get ready for class. All right. So this is a unit rate. A unit rate is a ratio that has a value equal to 1. There is our value of 1 hour, 60 miles per hour. Let's look at one other example. Okay, in this example, we're going to say you want 6 cans of beans, and that you know that the total amount for the 6 cans is $4.80. Now your mom wants to go to the store, buy 1 can. How much are you going to need for 1 can of beans? So we're going to figure out the unit rate for a can. 6 divided by what? 6. And so then we're going to do that for our money as well. So now we can find a unit rate saying 1 can is equal to what? What's 480 divided by 6? Well, 6 into 48 is 8, right? So it's going to be $0.8 or 80 cents per 1 can. That is a unit rate because it's got the value equal to 1.